Thanks. Excellent. So my name is David Golombiewski. Let's see here. There we go. I'm with a firm called Ansys. I like to walk around when I talk a little bit, plus there's all these weird columns in here. I'm one of the account managers in the state of Michigan that helps companies who make products, whatever kind of widget you're making, make your products better through virtual prototyping. What that means is developing your product or laying out your product in software before ever 3D printing the first part, or before doing a limited production batch of X number of parts, right? So we call those virtual prototypes. And really, we believe it is the future of product development. So I chose to leave this slide in here. We're all familiar with consumer electronics devices, right? We're packing an awful lot of technology into one small package. Inside of a phone, maybe there are 6 or 7 different antennas. There's Wi-Fi, LTE. You can have a company that employs the very best antenna designers in the world, but unless you simulate the placement of those antennas in the real environment, the real package, and also couple that with the fact that there's a battery inside that gets hot, how do you predict the radiated patterns of those antennas? Ansys engineering simulation tools allow you to make your product the best you possibly can by simulating it. So predict with confidence how your product will thrive in its real-world environment. And it's kind of out there, but hopefully you're with me so far. Companies large and small use Ansys. We're a $1.2 billion firm, so we're not new to this. We're also one of the leaders in engineering simulation. Whether you're designing a complete car, complete system, right? On the structural mechanics side, we've got a solution there. If you're trying to optimize the size or the shape, right, aerodynamics and improve fuel efficiency, we could do that. We'll go on further. In a car, you hear a lot about autonomous vehicles, right? Self-driving cars, the way of the future, Tesla, those types of things. And certainly all the other OEMs are looking into it too. There's a lot of handwritten code right now that go into these dozens or hundreds of computers in a car. We can generate compliant code, and we can simulate how the whole system will function prior to ever building the prototype car. So we can do prototypes large and small. I wanted to talk about 2 specific case studies, startup companies. So this is why I wanted to come here to TC New Tech today and talk with all of you. So if you have a small firm, let's take the case of Nebula. The guy was a hotelier somewhere out in California. He wanted to reduce the amount of water that his hotel chain was using. So he partnered with, I think it was his brother-in-law, who happened to have a degree in engineering, and said, you know what, let's try and invent a better shower head. Okay, great. Well, what do we do as makers? We go and we try to build a physical prototype. Well, they did that, and they had gone through some 80 different revisions of this thing before they finally started to get it right. A shower head that uses 70% less water. The way they were able to rapidly innovate, though, is, and unfortunately the text is dark there, I'll read it for everybody. Suddenly, an engineer could study the thermal performance of 12 design iterations in a single day versus spending a week on one physical test of a single prototype. So that's our value message. Simulate and predict the performance. These images here, that's actually a thermal performance map of the water temperature pattern. They used this in their Kickstarter and were successfully funded for over $1 million. So Nebula was one of the first companies with the Ansys startup program. I got a couple more I'll tell you about real quick here. I mentioned simulating things across different disparate physics. Right? So structural mechanics, fluids, to even the software and really complex electronics. We can do that. We'll tackle these problems, large and small, every day. The last short story I'll share with you is Mohi Labs. John Mohi was developing a drone, a bladeless drone. It's a very novel design. The way the air is forced, basically that red part inside spins, and it has little fins on it, and there are air channels inside the white parts of the drone. When I asked him what his product development approach was today, or before he signed up for the startup program, he said, oh, well, I do simulation in my head. Okay? He's building physical prototypes. He sent me a picture of his garage, and there were a dozen different drone designs. Okay? He spent an awful lot of time. So in John's own words, Ansys simulation tools have pushed Mohi Labs' bladeless drone development to new heights, pun intended. Okay? Using a couple of our specific modules, for the first time, we've been able to directly observe and measure how how well our vortex engine, or vortex geometry, influences the airflow. We've eliminated the guesswork in their design process. So that's what Ansys allows you to do. Help you predict how your product, whatever it may be, complex or really trivial and simple, got solutions that span the gamut. I welcome the opportunity to talk with you after this about your specific projects, applications, and how we can help you. Any questions?
Hi, I'm Jeff from Grand River School. 6 weeks ago, Adam from Autodesk invited me down to Chicago to go to the, so I don't know, there was 15 of us, I think, from around the country that were invited in to talk about their Fusion 360 software. While I was there, I got to go to a meetup that was at DMDI in Chicago, the Digital Manufacturing Design Institute, and just see everything that they're doing there. It was really cool. Several machines that, CNC machines, mills, lathes, and anybody can go in there and use this equipment. It costs you, I think it's $500 a year, and you can go in there and, build prototypes, build fixtures, test new software. You got new software you think you want to use, but you don't want to shut a machine down. You can go in and use, their stuff. It's $500 a year, it's all cost. You can't run production there. You can just, build prototypes and stuff like that, but it was really cool. They've got, for assembly stuff, you could take and, you're looking at a computer screen as you're assembling a motor of some type, and you need to put wrenches on it or impact, and when it's got a camera above it, if you put the impact on the wrong bolt, it won't tighten it. You got a certain pattern, you got to go in, it all monitors everything. If you're reaching your hand into the wrong bin and pull the wrong part at the wrong time, a light starts flashing. So it was kind of like a robot, but on a more of a affordable scale that the person actually needs to put something together. So just a lot of really cool technology there at DMDI. So with Autodesk, I got to do that. So what we do with the digital manufacturing here, we'll take customers bring us parts. You just build this part. Lots of people bring us stuff. Okay, I got this idea. Can you design this and build this for us? So we use the Autodesk software to do that. Start with zero. One of the latest projects we did for a local company, Boxer Tactical, here in town. We just designed a belt buckle. Shipped them a couple weeks ago. So designed it all in their software, programmed it, ran it. You can see it on the screen before you're cutting it and stuff. So that was just being able to see the part with 3D print it. Then go to the machine with it all before you easier to build prototypes. So and then tomorrow, Autodesk is coming to Grand Traverse Tool. Going to 4 o'clock tomorrow. We're going to take a fuel injection adapter plate. We're going to start with nothing. We're going to draw it up in their software. We're going to program it in their software, and then we're going to take it to one of our machines that run it and actually make the injector plate. So if anybody's interested in seeing that happen, right from zero to finished part in your hand, tomorrow at 4 o'clock at Grand Traverse Tool, we're going to do that. Any questions?